Good evening. Yesterday we completed all the methods of depreciation. After that, it is always better for us to know the suitability of the methods because we are having 8 methods. We cannot say that this method will be suitable for all the organizations because every person they will follow their own way, that is their own method. You cannot compel them to follow one method. It is up to them to decide what type of method they have to follow in order to calculate the depreciation. Okay, so they are at freedom. They are at freedom to choose what method it suits for their organization. So in that way, you will come across the suitability of the method. The suitability of method, okay, for which organization, which method is best suited. Because every method will have its merits as well as demerits. When they are having its merits and when they are having these demerits, people they have to understand about that method clearly and they have to decide whether we can adopt this method or not. Okay, that is more important. That is more important for any organization. So you cannot compel, okay, the organizations, the organizations to follow this method only. They are at liberty to follow any type of method. Okay, and in every method they'll give the depreciation. When you go for revaluation method, when you go for sum of deserts method, when you go for mission hour rate, okay, when you go for insurance policy method, when you go for sinking fund method, annuity method, reducing balance method or straight line method, anything they can follow according to their requirements, according to their convenience. But there won't be any hard and strict rule that we have to follow this method because every method will have its own merits and demerits, and people they have to understand this merits and demerits, and they have to adopt. They have to see what type of organization they are running, and for that. Now, for easy convenience, I am giving the suitability of the method for what organizations. Straight line method is suitable for buildings and lease, etc. For buildings and lease, etc. For that, okay, straight line method is very, very useful. Reducing installment method can be applied for machinery, plant and equipment, etc. When you take machinery, plant and machinery and equipment, there you have to go for reducing installment method. Okay. Next, depreciation method is appropriate for wasting assets like mines, quarries and oil wells. Okay. Next, for assets like loose tools, patents, lorries, etc., revaluation method is followed. Next, if depreciation fund method or insurance policy method is followed, okay, funds will be available for purchase of new asset, okay, but amount has to be invested outside business, which may create working capital problem. Okay, when you go for depreciation fund method or insurance policy method, one thing you have to observe is, okay, funds will be available for purchase of new asset, but amount has to be invested outside business. That is investments, or you have to take the policy, okay, which may create working capital problem. This is also very, very important because you have to take into account working capital. What is working capital? Day to day capital required day to day is nothing but working capital. Okay, when you take into account an organization, you will have two types of capitals: fixed capital as well as working capital. Fixed capital is used to purchase fixed assets, whereas working capital is required to meet day-to-day requirements, to meet day-to-day expenses. So when you are investing in the investments, when you are investing in various investments, okay, automatically no money will be available. So with that, you cannot be in a position to meet day-to-day requirements or day-to-day expenses. Because depreciation is not the only thing that we come across. We'll come across different expenses and different requirements. For that, there should be working capital. When there is no working capital, you cannot be in a position to maintain the day-to-day requirements, day-to-day operations. And we don't know when you require this. See the peculiarity. Because whatever it may be the fixed cost, you will keep that in purchasing the fixed assets. Okay, fine. But you must have some cash, some money in your hand to meet day-to-day requirements or expenses. When you are going to invest the complete amount in the assets, okay, there will be a problem for working capital. Like this, you will come across the suitability of the different methods of calculation of depreciation. Now, I am just explaining a small problem today, and tomorrow I am going to work out a big problem. And before going to this depreciation problems, one person has to keep that in mind. Okay, an approach, okay, to go for depreciation solutions. Because I used to learn in the same way, and I used to follow in the same way. Okay, first of all, you have to prepare statement of depreciation. Statement of depreciation you have to prepare. Okay, when you prepare the statement of depreciation, one thing you have to keep in mind is, okay, there won't be any go back to the problem. Okay, everything will be visible to you. And you may ask me, sir, suppose when additional assets will come, we have to go in a columnar manner. In this statement, you have to go in a columnar manner. But first of all, you have to prepare the statement of depreciation. When you prepare the statement of depreciation, automatically you can prepare the asset account. And in this statement, you have to take into account each and every item, along with the dates, along with the cost of the assets, along with the additions. Everything you will take one by one. So thereby it will be easy for you to prepare the asset account for different years. Just as a small I'm going to give a small problem and I'm going to solve, okay, orally. And tomorrow I am going to start the big problems on the board. Okay, just for time being, just for making you to understand. A firm purchased a plant and machinery on 1st April 2011 for 1 lakh rupees. Depreciation is written off at the rate of 10% per annum under straight line method. The firm closes its books on 31st December every year. Okay, on 31st December every year. So the machinery account for 3 years is asking. 3 years. Now, what is the date? What is the date? 1st April 2011. 1st April 2011. And the cost of the asset is 1 lakh rupees. And mind that the depreciation rate had given you 10% per annum. And he is closing the books on 31st December, every year. So when you go for the statement, okay, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 9 months. You have to calculate depreciation for 9 months. That is 1 lakh into 10%. It comes to 10,000 into 9 by 12. 9 by 12 or 3/4. So if you calculate, you will come across 10,000 into 3 by 4. 3 by 4 means 2,500. Okay, 7,500. In the first year, in 2011, the depreciation amount is 7,500. And from the cost of the asset, you have to deduct this 7,500. When you deduct that, okay, you will come across 92,500. That is nothing but the cost as on 1/1/2012. As on 1/1/2012. Again, you have to take 31st December. Then, how much depreciation we have to charge? 10,000. Because it is nothing but a straight line method. Straight line method means, okay, you have to take the 1 lakh rupees on that, you have to calculate 10%, that 10,000 rupees only here you have to take. 31st December 2012, 10,000 rupees. It comes to 82,500. Because 92,500 minus 10,000, you will come across 82,500. Okay, 2 years are over. Now we are going 1/1/2013, 82,500. That is nothing but the cost of the asset. Less depreciation as on 31st December 2013. Same amount, 10,000 rupees. If you deduct that, you will get 72,500 rupees as on 1/1/2014. As on 1/1/2014, you are getting 72,500. Okay, so like this you will come across. Okay, this is about straight line method. Sir, how it will be done when we go for diminishing balance method? 1/4/2011, cost of the asset 1 lakh, less 31st December 2011, less depreciation. Okay, for 9 months, it comes to 7,500. So 1 lakh minus 7,500, it comes to 92,500. That is the cost of the machine as on 1/1/2012. Less depreciation on 31st December 2012. Depreciation. Okay, we are following diminishing balance method or reducing installment method. So you should not take 10,000 rupees. Mind it. You should not take 10,000 rupees. On sorry. On this 92,500, you have to calculate 10%. It comes to 9,250. 9,250 it will come. So like this, automatically the amount will come down. The amount of depreciation gradually from 1 year to another year, it will come down. This is about the way of showing this depreciation. Okay, when you go for depreciation, mind it that you have to prepare statement of depreciation. When you prepare statement of depreciation, automatically I'm telling you the fact that you can prepare any asset account, whatever it may be, the asset account. And don't be of that opinion that you will get a different answer. You'll get the same answer. But thing is, here the way of approach, that is the methods, they are different, but you'll get the answer correctly. Either you go by statement of depreciation, or if you go for machinery account or asset account, because we are taking the particulars from statement of depreciation and we are preparing. In that case, automatically the answer will be one and the same. So tomorrow I am going to show you the problematic portion regarding this depreciation for different methods. Okay, thank you.